So let me start. So if we talk about listening, then in listening there are 4 parts. Okay, part 1, part 2, 3 and 4, right? And there are how many questions in total there are in listening? There are 40 questions. Everybody knows that. So out of 40, whatever you get, for example, if you get 23, then I guess you get a score of 6 out of 9. And if you are able to get a score of 27, that is pretty decent, you get a score of 6.5. This is how it happens. And if you want to get a score of 7 out of 9 in listening, then you need to score 30 out of 40 at least in order to get that score of 7, right? 7 bands. Okay. So I'm giving you just a few minutes so that you can explain your problems. So what are the problems that you face in case of listening? Anyone is facing any kind of problem, I'm giving you just a few minutes to tell your problems. Either you can tell me directly or send me a comment in the comment section that what are the problems that you face in listening. Okay, Omkar is
Sir,
saying
MCQ
MCQs, okay, multiple choice questions,
and
multiple
map, sir.
choice. Next is maps, okay, okay, got it. What?
Sir, number just like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 essence.
I didn't get it. What number means?
नंबर्स मतलब सर कोई एड्रेस है, पिन कोड होता है, जो नंबर्स होता है 0, 1, 2, 4, तो वो एसेंस नहीं क्लियर होते हैं. और सर सेकंड सर एमसीक्यू और मैप. सर मैप लाइक ऑफिस, जैसे टूर का ऑफिस, एशियन ऑफिस किधर है और ये सब रिगार्ड.
कोई बात नहीं, आई विल लेट यू नो अबाउट इट. ओके, नेक्स्ट, एनीथिंग एल्स? MCQs,
Sir,
maps. Yes,
I face problem in one word in listening.
one word. Okay, so
Yeah.
one word means fill in blanks,
Yeah.
especially the fourth section one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what else? What else? What are the problems that you are facing in listening? Do let me know. Rupinder is saying MCQs. Mani is saying section 3 and 4. MCQs. Okay, MCQs. Other than MCQs, maps, and one word, the fourth part. Is there any other problem? I guess no. So first of all, now we will be talking about the MCQ part. Okay. So if I talk about the MCQs part, okay, if we talk about the MCQs, then basically talking about the MCQs, where do you get MCQs? Do you get MCQs in 2 parts? First of all is the second part. Okay, you get MCQs in second part, and you also get MCQs in the third part as well. Okay, so what is the difference? The MCQs that you get in the second part, if you're talking about the second part MCQs, no, the MCQs that you get in the second part, they are not long ones, they are very short MCQs actually, where the options are of just one word. Options are of just one word. Okay, but if we talk about the third section MCQs, then the problem with these MCQs is that they are very long. There are long MCQs. Okay, now when I say that you have long MCQs, means that the question statement as well as the options are quite long, right? So because of that, there are many problems that arise as the question statement and the options are very long. So that what happens is that you don't get enough time to underline all the important keywords in the question as well as in the options. So you don't get enough time that you can read all the questions and all the options, and because you are not able to read all the options and questions, that is why you are not able to answer the question perfectly. With how many of you this happens that you don't get enough time, like when you go to the section 3, so you don't get enough time to read these questions and the options basically. Raise your hands if this happens with you. Okay, so if it happens with you, then let me tell you one thing, that how to solve this problem if you are not able to like manage this time. Okay, so if I ask you one thing, if we talk about the first part, in the first part, like what kind of questions are there? What kind of questions do you get in the first part? Can you tell me in the first part what kind of questions are there?
MCQ, I think so.
In the first part,
Fill in the blanks.
One word, sir.
fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks, right? In the fill in blanks. And what type of conversation is there? There is a generally there
One
is a
person.
telephonic
Yeah.
conversation. Telephonic conversation is there. It means that there would be two people who would be talking to each other, and while listening to their conversation, we have to pick the answers, we have to figure out the answers, and we have to complete the fill in blank statements that we are given there, right? And if I talk about the second part, what kind of questions are there? It in the second part there is a monologue. Monologue means what happens is that there would be only one speaker, there would be only one person who would be talking about a specific thing. Generally what happens is that they are talking about a specific place or a specific entity, you can say, right? And what kind of questions are there in this part? Can anyone tell me? What kind of questions are there in this part?
Like instructions,
Math.
addressing the what our programs are running.
Maps.
What are the
Okay. Yeah. Wait.
maps?
Just a second. Just a second, guys. Okay, sorry. Got it. Okay, so what kind of questions do we get? Maps and
Addressing the programs, at what time they will be conducted, what are the programs included.
no, in general, what kind of questions can you categorize in that? Maps are there, okay, and generally matching is also there, right? So box matching where you have
MCQs will be there, sir.
and MCQs are short MCQs are there, no? Short MCQs. So these kind of questions are there. Am I right? And then it comes to the third section, the third part. So in the third part, what happens is that there is a group discussion type of conversation. So there is a group discussion basically. So there will be like, if there is a group discussion, there would be more than two or at least two people who would be talking to each other. There will be more than two or at least two characters who would be talking about something, and in generally here you get the long MCQs questions. Long MCQs questions, that these type of questions you get there. Okay, so I do have a question for you. For example, let me open a listening test for you. Just a second. Let me go to YouTube and let me open a listening test for you, or we can open a listening test over here also, or just one second. So IELTStrainingonline.com. So if I go to this website over here, and if we talk about the listening part, if I try to open a listening part here, let's see section 1, section 2. For example, here you can see that you have these fill in blanks, right? One word, section 1. Then section 2 is short MCQs, as I told you. So only one word options, only 3 options, and these are quite easy to understand. Then you have MCQs a bit, and then you have the long MCQs here in section 3, right? And these are the most problematic ones, right? These are the most problematic ones. So if I ask you a question. Let's suppose that if you are having the short MCQs question, the second part, okay, do you think that you need a lot of time to read these questions? Do you think there is like a lot of information to underline? Do you think that you would need a lot of time to underline the main keywords in these type of questions? Yes or no? No. Rohit is saying no, right? And if we talk about the maps, for example, if I go to this session and if I write IELTS listening maps, okay, if I type here and if I open any image from here, one second. So let's say that if I open this this website here. So if you have maps, so here are your maps. So as you can see that there are different labels A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and there are places, you know, mentioned new traffic lights, pedestrian crossing, parking allowed, you know, these things. So do you think that here also you have something like, do you think that you need a lot of time for this kind of question? Do you think that there is a lot to underline? Yes or no? Put that in the chat. Do you think that you need a lot of time to underline? There is nothing to underline there.
No.
To be honest, there is nothing to underline there, right? So what I do now, I will give you a tip. What I prefer to do is that whenever I'm getting the time for the second part, so whenever they are saying that you have some time to, you know, look at the question in the part 2, so you can utilize the time allocated for the part 2 questions to indeed, you know, for understanding the third part. Okay, this is what I do. For example, if I'm getting this kind of question, so there is nothing to underline. I don't need enough time. So even if they are saying that, okay, so now you have time to look at questions 14 to 20, okay, they would be giving me about like half a minute or about 1 minute, I guess, or less than 1 minute actually. So I can utilize that time for what? I can utilize that time to underline the main keywords in these questions, because I know that when they are going to give me the time to look at the questions in part 3, then that time is not going to enough for me. So it is better that I actually utilize the time given for the section 2 and underline the main keywords in this part before the starting of this section only, so that by the time I reach the third part and they say that now you have the time to look at questions 21 to 26, before that only my main keywords in these questions, at least the
So your
questions
voice
should
is
be
juggling.
underlined. Am I clear, everyone? Hello. Am I clear, everyone?
Oh, sir.
Yes, now.
Am I audible?
No, sir. Your voice is booming.
One second. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So let me repeat that thing. So I told you that what we need to do is that we need to utilize the time given for the section 2 for the section 3. Why? Because in section 2 we have such kind of questions that don't need enough time. You don't have enough to underline in these kind of questions, and if you are getting like the map thing, then actually there is nothing to underline, there is nothing to take care of. Okay, so what you can do is that, what I prefer to do is that whenever they are saying that now you have time to look at questions for the part 2, let's suppose that in this case if they say that now you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14, what I can do is that I can actually utilize this time to underline the main keywords in this part, in the part 3, so that by the time I reach the part 3, before that only, I should have underlined the main keywords in the questions at least, so that when I reach the part 3, I should have some information already known about these questions, so that it can be easy for me to understand the questions and attempt them. Because I know that if I start reading these questions and underlining the main keywords like on the spot, then it would not be enough, there would be not enough time for me. So it is better that I start prior. So it is better that I utilize the time given for the part 2 in order to understand the question in part 3. This is what I prefer to do. Is that clear, everyone? Am I clear? Please give me a thumbs up if this is clear. Is this clear, everyone? Please give me a thumbs up if this is clear. Sharmila, am I audible to you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Could you please just explain that what I just said? What did I say? Sharmila, could you explain what I explained right now? Could you just tell me that what did I explain? Okay, anyone else? Harpreet, Monisha, Shivam, anyone would like to explain? Sure.
Sir, you. Okay, sorry.
Yes, Monisha.
No, someone is going to say, that's why. Let him tell first, sir.
Yes, everyone. Anyone would like to tell me what I just explained?
Sir, you said that give a more priorities and take time for question reading the part section 3.
Right. Why? Because in section 2 we have such kind of questions that don't require so much time, right?
Yes, and moreover, part 3 conversation will be 3%. That's why we're giving a more concentration, and if while reading, before reading means we can easily predict what they are going to be saying. Because sometimes they will be mention the 3 answers, the last one may be a right or the middle one they will be right. So there will be twisting point in the section 3. That's why you're saying like this.
Okay.
This is what I understood the previous class and this class.
Now, the main problem with MCQs, I told you that there is not enough time. So how you can cope up with that, I have already explained to you. The next problem is that when you talk about the long MCQs, the long MCQs that if you talk about, then the main problem with these kind of questions is that there are a lot of confusion. There is a lot of confusion. So you get always confused that this also seems to be the correct option and this also seems to be the correct option. With how many of you this happens, that whenever you try to attempt the long MCQ, so you get confused. So let me tell you that why it happens basically. So basically what happens, you get confused because there are 4 options, right? And each and every option is going to be mentioned. They will mention each and every question, and then what they will do, that they will one by one they will mention each and every question, and then they will contradict it. Okay, so what happens is that when they mention each and every option, so you get confused that which option is the correct one, right? So let me tell you the solution to this. So as we told that the part 3 is actually it is actually a group discussion, right? It is actually a group discussion. So there are going to be multiple characters. There are going to be multiple characters, right? So what do I mean by multiple characters is that there will be multiple characters. So you have to ask yourself question that who is going to answer my question most probably. You have to ask yourself this question. What do I mean by that? Let's take an example. Let's suppose that we have three characters. Okay? Three characters. Who are those? Let's suppose that we have three characters. Let's suppose that the first character is named Jack, and there is another character called Emily, and then there is another character called Mr. Brown. Let's suppose, okay. Let's suppose that Jack and Emily are the students of Mr. Brown, and they are preparing any kind of presentation. Let's suppose that they are preparing any kind of presentation about something, and they want to get the feedback about the presentation from Mr. Brown, okay. And now the conversation is in between these three characters, okay. Let's suppose that these three are actually discussing about the presentation that is prepared by Jack and Emily, and Mr. Brown is like giving feedback to them. So now if there is any question like this, that let's suppose that the question is that Jack wanted to include some details about Greek mythology in the presentation because, okay, let's suppose that this is the question, okay. Now there are multiple options. Let's suppose that the first option is that because he had already taken a course regarding Greek gods in his school. Next is that let's suppose that he is willing to pursue his masters in this field, or masters about the Greek pantheon, and there are like other options as well, C or D, let's suppose. Now if I ask you, there are three characters, Jack, Emily and Mr. Brown, as I told you. So there are three characters. Let's suppose that Jack, Emily and Mr. Brown, okay. The setting is as I have explained to you. So now can you please take a guess that if this is the question, you have to ask yourself a question that which character do you think is going to give me the answer for this? Will it be Jack? Will it be Emily? Or will it be Mr. Brown? Who do you think is going to give you the answer to this question most probably? What do you think?
Mr. Brown.
Brown.
Okay, Harpreet is saying Mr. Brown, Shivani is saying Mr. Brown. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else?
Emily.
Okay, Shivani is saying Emily. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah.
Anyone else who would like to take a guess that which character do you think is going to give me the answer? Most probably.
Jack.
Jack?
Jack.
Jack?
Jack, sir.
Jack, sir. Okay, Jack. Okay, got it.
Jack, sir.
John. Okay,
Jack. Jack.
Jack.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me tell you one thing. Okay, let me ask you one thing. Let's suppose, Shivani,
Yes, sir.
let's suppose that if Monisha says to you that she wants to buy a new dress for the upcoming wedding or any occasion, right?
Okay.
So Monisha is saying that she wants to buy a new dress, right?
Okay.
So who will tell me that why Monisha wants to buy a new dress? Monisha will only tell me
Monisha only.
that
Yeah.
why she wants to do so, right? So in this context, if you think from this perspective, who do you think is going to give you the answer in this context? Most probably, it is going to be Jack.
Jack. Jack.
Right?
Jack.
It's going to be Jack. So what you need to do is that, I'm not saying always, but in 99.99% cases, this is going to happen. Okay, because I have like completed a lot of listenings, and I have figured it out that this is going to be the solution. Like this is the case always. Most probably that the Jack's character is going to give you the answer for this question. So what you need to do is that when you will be listening the audio track, then you have to focus on the dialogues of Jack more when you are figuring out the answer for this question. Okay, I'm not saying that totally ignore the dialogues of Emily and Mr. Brown, No, what you need to do is that you need to give more attention to the dialogues of Jack. Correct? So
Okay.
this is what happens in this. Okay, in this case. And let me tell you one more thing. Let's suppose that if there is a question that uh, Jack and Emily are suggested to meet Mrs. Garcia, let's suppose, as so there are multiple characters. This is the reason, this can be the reason. So Jack and Emily are suggested to meet someone. Who do you think would have suggested them? And who do you think is going to give me the answer? Who will tell me? Obviously, Mr. Brown. Why? Because if some suggestion is made, okay, so understand the setting. Jack and Emily are students. They are like there for Mr. Brown's feedback, right? So if there any suggestion is made, who is going to make the suggestion? The suggestion is
Mr.
going to
Brown.
be made by Mr. Brown, most probably, right? So this is what you need to understand. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next thing, one last tip. One last tip in order to get rid of the confusion that you have. What you need to do is that when you are answering the MCQs, is that you need to take care of the contrasting words. The words that you generally use to show contrast. May I know that what are the different words that we generally use in order to show contrast? Anyone would like to tell me? What are the different words that you generally use to tell the opposite thing, to show contrast, to contradict anything?
Instead of.
Instead of, right? Anything else?
Whereas,
Whereas, very good. Whereas,
however,
on the other hand, okay, good. Oh, sorry, good knee. On the other hand, okay. However,
In contrary,
but,
but
on the contrary,
on the contrary,
okay. In contrast,
while,
while, but, right?
but already written.
Although, right?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is that, so what happens now, that they will mention each and every option. Listen to me very carefully. They will mention each and every option, but what they will do that after mentioning the options, they will contradict the statement, and when they are going to contradict any statement, they are going to use any of the words like this. Okay, and the statement after these words. Okay, let me tell you one thing. The statement given after these words is the answer 99.99% times. Okay, is that clear, everyone?
So please repeat.
So what they will do is that they will explain, like for example, if there is an MCQ question, they will start with one option, they will mention one option, they will talk about the other option, then they will talk about another option, but at the end what they will do, they will contradict everything. So in order to show the contrast, they will use some contrasting words like these: on the other hand, instead of, whereas, however, but, like this. And then the statement that they talk about after these words is going to be your answer 99.99% cases.
Okay.
Do you want to see the proof? Do you want to see the practical
yes,
thing?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One proof, sir.
So if I go to this part now, if I go to this, and if I go back, there is an option of transcript, if you can see, right? If I open the transcript now, if I go to the section 3 part, one second, let me open the, let me see if there is any MCQs, what there here it will be. One second, if I go to the transcript part now, See, so here it is like the part 3, and this transcript is for the MCQs part. And if you look closely to the dialogues now, you will find one thing, and the thing is that the answer is going to be after the contrasting words. For example, let's talk about this answer. So here the answer is from this part, but if you look closely, what is the word before the answer? What is the word before the answer?
But.
But.
And here it is mentioned. Okay, but is the answer before it. Okay, so this is what you need to take care of. Okay, now next, see, if you look to this part, for example, okay, like, see, here it is the answer, but before that also, what is mentioned?
But.
But, right? Then if you look closely, see, then you have this answer here, and before this, what is there?
But.
But.
Okay, and then if you scroll down, you have this answer, and what is there?
But.
But.
Okay, do you want me to open any other listening? Right, let's go to any other listening here, and let's go to the third section, okay, part 3. Okay, so see, once again, oh sorry. Okay, let's go to this part and let's go to the section 3. Okay, let's see. So these are the dialogues. If you look closely, here is the answer, right? Here is the answer, but before answer, what is there?
But.
And then if you look more closely, then you can find multiple instances like this. Okay, there are different options and different answers. So, and here is so also, like so is also a contrasting word. And if I go to the other section also here, let's see, section 3. See, but, right? Then you have like always the contradiction is there. So and but, so and but, they are very common. Okay, see, again, but, right? So you have to be very careful about these words. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Shall we try and attempt any MCQ part now? Okay, try
Yes,
to
sir.
implement these strategies. So let me open the YouTube here. Be ready with your pen and paper, please. Let's try to open this part.
Test 4. This is the
Not on shelves as much as they used to. Customers to take.
well, that's very nice. Wrong place. It can do.
Just a second.
$31 to $40.
They might be taking a big risk there.
Yes, it's hard to know.
18 में हो सकता है.
Test 4. Part 1. You will hear a man who works at an
So for example here, these are the options, okay, and we like before the starting of the origami class, in the class the students think that it is important to teachers too. So you have to be very careful about the contradicting words, okay, got it? So shall we start? Once again. Give me a thumbs up. Shall we start, everyone? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's start. So the question is, before starting the origami activity, the students think that, so we are talking about the students, it is important for teachers to what? Models, make models, check, understand the terminology, okay, tell children not to worry. Let's see.
Listen and answer questions 28 to 30.
I think one reason why the origami activity worked so well in this class was that the teacher was well prepared.
Right. I think it would have taken me ages to prepare examples showing each of the steps involved in making the bird, but that was a really good idea. The children could see what they were aiming for, and much better for them to be able to hold something rather than just looking at pictures.
Those physical examples supported her verbal explanations really well.
It's strange that origami isn't used more widely. Why do you think that is?
Well, teachers may just feel it's not that appealing to children who are used.
Were you able to get the answer for this? Anyone?
So we didn't heard the video.
Is that not audible to you?
No, that was not audible.
No audio?
No, sir.
Just 1 second.
No.
Let me try and open another video. 1 second. You might be listening there. 1 second.
The test is in 4.
Seemed. I think food man.
Okay. Now do let me know if it is audible, okay?
Manufacturers could do more to encourage.
I read that the
Sometime.
Look at question.
Is that audible now?
Yes, sir.
Let's start. So here I played another video. So it says that Adam suggests, 21st say, Adam suggests that restaurants could reduce obesity if their menus. Adam says, so who is going to give us the answer for this question? It is going to be Adam. Got it? So now you have to be very careful about the contradicting words. See, offered fewer options, had more calorie foods, were organized in a particular way. Okay, look, take care of the contradicting words.
Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
So, what can we say about helping people to lose weight? There's a lot we could say about what restaurants could do to reduce obesity. I read that the items at the start of a menu and the items at the end of a menu are much more likely to be chosen than the items in the middle. So, if you put the low-calorie items at the beginning and end of the menu, people will probably go for the food with fewer calories without even realizing what they're doing.
I think food manufacturers could do more to encourage healthy eating.
How?
Well,
Did you get the answer for 25th?
B.
B, sir.
No.
B.
The answer for 25th is C.
C, sir.
C. The answer is C. Why?
Because the last day will be
Why?
telling about.
Listen to the statement very carefully, okay? Listen to it again. The answer is C. Why? Look at closely. Just a second. Just a second. Let me play it again.
Restaurants could do to reduce obesity. I read that the items at the start of a menu and the items at the end of a menu are much more likely to be chosen than the items in the middle. So, if you put the low-calorie items at the beginning and end of the menu, people will probably go for the food with fewer calories without even realising what they're doing.
I think food manufacturers could do more to encourage...
Did you get the answer now?
Yes, sir.
So they are saying, they are not saying that you should add more few calorie foods. They are saying that the arrangement, the order should be changed. So they are saying that most probably the people are going to like go for the first or the last page of the menu, right? So add low calorie foods to the either starting or ending. So if you reorganize the menu items, then you will help people to choose the healthier options. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is that clear? Okay. Now let's go for the second one. The students agree that food manufacturers deliberately. What food manufacturers do knowingly? Make calorie counts hard to understand, fail to provide accurate calorie counts, and ineffective methods to reduce calories. Okay, let's see.
encourage healthy eating.
How?
Well, when manufacturers put...
And end of the menu, people will probably go for the food with fewer calories without even realising what they're doing.
I think food manufacturers could do more to encourage healthy eating.
How?
Well, when manufacturers put calorie counts of a food on the label, they're sometimes really confusing, and I suspect they do it on purpose, because food that's high in calories tastes better, and so they'll sell more.
Yeah, so if you look at the amount of calories in a pizza, they'll give you the calories per quarter pizza, and you think, oh, that's not too bad. But who's going to eat a quarter pizza?
Exactly.
I suppose another approach to this problem is to get people to exercise more.
Right. In England, the current guidelines offer...
What is the answer for 26th?
A. It may be A.
C or B.
C.
C cannot be the answer. A, make calorie count hard to understand, or B, fail to provide accurate calorie count. The answer is B. The answer is
B.
Why? Think about it. Think about it. Why B? Because they are saying that when there is a, let's say there is a pizza box, and they will say that it is a calorie for like a quarter of the pizza, but they deliberately do it. Okay, they don't provide the accurate information there. They deliberately provide the inaccurate information there, so that they can confuse people. The calorie count that they provide is actually very confusing. Is that clear? Listen to it again. Okay, listen to it again.
So if you look at the amount of calories in a pizza, they'll give you the
Listen carefully.
People will probably go for the food with fewer calories without even realising what they're doing.
I think food manufacturers could do more to encourage healthy eating.
How?
Well, when manufacturers put calorie counts of a food on the label, they're sometimes really confusing, and I suspect they do it on purpose, because food that's high in calories tastes better, and so they'll sell more.
Yeah, so if you look at the amount of calories in a pizza, they'll give you the calories per quarter pizza, and you think, oh, that's not too bad. But who's going to eat a quarter pizza?
Exactly.
I suppose another approach to...
B.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that clear, everyone? Give me a thumbs up. Is that clear? Okay. Now let's go with the third one. What does Rosie say about the level of exercise in England? The amount is recommended is too low. They overestimate how much they do, and women are like doing more exercise than they used to. Let's see. What is the option? Correct.
To this problem is to get people to exercise more.
Right. In England, the current guidelines offer at least 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week. Now, when you ask them, about 40% of men and 30% of women say they do this, But when you objectively measure the amount of walking they do with motion sensors, you find that only 6% of men and 4% of women do the recommended amount of exercise.
So you can see why obesity is growing.
So, how can people be encouraged to take more exercise?
What is the answer?
A, sir.
B. The answer is B. Why? Why B? Think about it. Why B? How much exercise is recommended to them? 5 days a week brisk walking, right? For about 30 minutes. And when asked how many people say that we are doing it, about 40% of men and rest of the women. But when they look into data, how many men are actually doing it? Only 6%.
6%.
So most of the people think that they do the exercise, but indeed they don't do it. So it means that they are doing what? They are overestimating themselves. They are saying that we do more, but actually indeed they do very less. Is that clear? Listen to it
Yes,
very
sir.
closely. Listen to it very carefully now. See.
At least 30 minutes of brisk walking 5 days a week. Now, when you ask them, about 40% of men and 30% of women say they do this. But when you objectively measure the amount of walking they do with motion sensors, you find that only 6% of men and 4% of women do the recommended amount of exercise.
So you can see why obesity is growing.
So, how...
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you notice one thing? First of all, what did I say to you? That you have to be very careful that who is going to give you the answer. Now, in the question, what was mentioned that Rosie says. So it means that we had to pay more attention to whose dialogues? Rosie, right? And who gave the answer to us? Rosie. And did you notice one thing? Before giving the answer, which word was there? Contradicting word. Did you notice that? She mentioned but. Did you notice that? How many of you noticed that? Raise your hands. How many of you noticed that? But. Right? Is that clear, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if this is clear. Okay? So this is how you need to do it. Okay? Now let's this is your homework. This is, you need to do it 24, 28, 29, 30. Try to do it, okay, on your own. Okay, you will be going, like, you need practice a bit, okay, but you, when you carefully implement the strategy, this is going to be extremely beneficial to you. Is that clear, everyone? Somehow any information got into your head? Okay.
Yeah, it is good, sir.
Right. So you have to, two things, okay? You have to be very careful about the words like but, contradicting words, because all the information is going to be after that. Then you have to be very careful that you have to ask yourself a question that who is going to give you the answer. Okay. These two questions can actually help you to get the right option, get the right answer, and it is like you need a practice, and when you practice this, then we will, you will be able to do it. Any questions so far, anyone? So now, any queries from this, whatever we have discussed so far, any queries from that? Anyone? 29.
No, sir.
Okay. So any queries from that? No. So I'm again saying, if you So I'm again saying, if you didn't okay, so if you didn't join the group now, then please go to this section here, go to this page over here and join
Which
this
group, sir?
join this group. Go to this Instagram page and join this section. Just join this section, okay? Then I'm sharing the Instagram link here. Okay, join the Instagram and follow the Instagram, because the information that for the upcoming sections you will get there. And don't forget to join this WhatsApp group here, because all the notes, all the recordings you will get over here. Okay, is that clear, everyone? And
Okay,
don't
sir.
forget to share your feedback on WhatsApp to me. Thank you for attending this session. I hope this was useful to you. Please share your valuable feedback on WhatsApp. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
See you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.